Hey dolls, it's your girl Queen and I'm back with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are an original Jungle fam, gang, I want to thank you all so much for coming back for your girl. Yes. Today I'm going to be showing you dolls how I use my thread buddy. If you watched my previous video, then you already know what a thread buddy is. If this is your first time watching this video, then you have no idea what a thread buddy is. I'm going to show you right now. This is a thread buddy. So in a nutshell, a thread buddy is a tool that helps hairstylists achieve installs faster. In this particular video, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how I use my thread buddy. Okay dolls, so first I'm going to pull my thread through my thread guide and cut off my desired length with the razor that's already attached to my thread buddy. Then I'm going to take my needle and pull my thread through the hole and tie off the end. After that, I'm ready to start my install. So obviously by the title of this video, you dolls already know that I'm going to be working on a 5x5 closure wig. This is a 5x5 closure. This closure is from my line, the Urban Jungle Version Hair Boutique. You guys are going to get so much parting space by using this closure. The knots on this closure is not bleached yet. I'm gonna go ahead and bleach the knots on this closure. I wanted to show you dolls that my lace comes already pre-plucked. This is our light brown lace. I recommend this for chocolate girls because it blends best with our skin tone. Look at how this lace looks like scalp and it's not even bleached yet. If you guys were wondering about the length of this closure, I believe this is our 16-inch 5x5 light brown lace closure. I'm also going to be making this wig using scrap hair. Now scrap hair in my definition is leftover hair from wigs or install that I've done on myself or have had done on myself. Side note, if you are a client of mine and I've made a wig for you, I want you to understand that I use each and every last bit of the bundles in your wig. None of the extensions that I'm about to show you includes any of your extensions that you have purchased from me. So this is the scrap hair that I'm going to be using for this wig. I have accumulated this scrap hair over a number of years from making wigs for myself and getting installed. This is honestly just a fun little experiment for me to see if I can make a whole new wig using scrap hair that I had left over. This is going to be fun trying to make this full wig using scrap hair. Okay dolls, these are the items that you will need to bleach the knots on your lace. You want the consistency of your mixture to be that of cake icing. The reason why I said you want your mixture to be that of cake icing is because you don't want it to run through your lace. If your mixture is too runny, you can run the risk of over bleaching your knots. The idea behind bleaching the knots is so that you can have a scalp-like effect when the wig or the lace is applied to your head. Please keep in mind that you have to have a high quality lace in order for you to have the scalp-like effect that you are looking for. Feel free to shop the Urban Jungle Version Hair Boutique for all your lace needs. This is what your lace should look like after you've applied your lightener. Okay you guys, so you see me placing my lace onto this foil. I am folding it up, however I'm leaving enough room so that some air can get in there. You guys have to remember that lightener expands naturally, and so while it's expanding, I want to leave room for it to expand and not expand into my lace. What's going on? I wanted to come in and check in with y'all real quick. As y'all could see, the knots on the closure is bleaching, and I'm going to get like my purple shampoo and everything. It has about 5 more minutes to process. So yeah, I just wanted to come in and say hey. Okay, dolls, so this is what my closure is looking like after 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it out to stop it from processing. I'm using warm water to make sure that I get all of the lightener off of my lace. And this is what the knots on my lace closure is looking like. If you ask me, that thing look like scalp. So I went in with my purple shampoo to tone down the brassiness. I was massaging it in the closure for about 5 minutes before I went ahead and rinsed it out. Now I'm going in with a moisturizing shampoo on the entire closure. I recommend Treseme's Moisture Rich Shampoo and Conditioner. Don't forget to condition your extensions and rinse with cool water. Did I tell you dolls that our closures have little to no shedding? Like, look at that, none. I'm sorry y'all, I can't get over how much this closure looks like scalp. I went ahead and started blow drying my closure. I made sure to focus on the part that had the lace. A lot of the times when the closure is wet, it's hard for me to see if I over bleach my knots. When the closure is dry, I can see clearly if the knots are over bleached or if it's bleached to perfection. As y'all can see, these knots are bleached to the gods. You can't tell me that that lace is not growing out of my hand. Yes, I just said my hand. Y'all need to stop playing and going over to the urbanjunglebeauties.com and shop these closures. Okay, I know this is the part that y'all all been waiting for. I'm getting to the wig. Y'all relax. I'm getting to it. I'm just putting on my spandex dome cap on my canvas block. Now I'm just lining up my closure exactly where I want it to be. This is how I get my closures to lay really flat. I'm going to show you those again, how I use my thread ready to thread my needles. You see me pull my thread through my thread guide and cut it on the razor. Now I'm taking my needle and I'm taking the thread and I'm going to push the thread through the hole in the needle. Then I'm going to tie my thread off at the end. Okay dolls, as you can see, I'm starting on the right side of my closure. I'm making sure to go through the closure as well as the cap. However, I'm not going to go through the elastic band at the beginning of the cap. You guys see how neat that is? So I'm repeating the same steps on the left side of the closure, and I'm maintaining a firm grip so that the closure can lay flat. Now I'm sewing the back of the closure. When I'm sewing the back of the closure, I work from the middle to the left, then I go back to the middle and work my way to the right. I've already sewn from the middle to the left off camera. What you see me doing is sewing from the middle of the closure to the right side of the closure. Now I'm attaching my wefts. I was almost tempted to say bundles, but technically they're not really bundles. They are pieces of hair that are left over from different installs or wigs that I've made for myself. Being that these are different pieces of hair, I tried my best to avoid cutting by just doing the fold over method. I also tried to fit in the pieces that I felt that it fit best. Before I began sewing on the hair, I organized them by lengths, and that made it easier for me to install the hair or place the hair exactly where I felt it should be. As I mentioned before in the beginning of my video, this was just a fun little activity for me to do. As you dolls know, we are still quarantined, and as I was cleaning out, you know, my little area that I had for my clients, I ran across this bag that had all this hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my scrap hair. And so you guys already know when boredom strikes and my imagination takes over, I was like, I wonder if I could do something with this. And here we are. I'm making a full wig out of scrap hair. And I'm going to say this again. All of this hair that I'm using is hair that I have accumulated over the years from wigs that I've made for myself. Okay dolls, so from here on out you're gonna see me double the wefts. So how I'm doubling the wefts is I'm going to be sewing on the lines that I drew as well as in between them. So right now at this point I am actually in between a line, and then you're gonna see me do the fold over method, and you're going to see me sew on top of the line. Okay, so you guys didn't actually see me fold over the track. However, that line that was there before, you don't see it, and that's because the track is right on top of it. I'm ending the track here, but you guys can definitely see the line that I'm talking about. So this was a short weft that I had. It was probably about a half an arm's length. So I'm starting it on the right side of the wig, and I'm bringing it back to the left side to meet up with that weft that I just sewn. So I was gonna leave the little space open, but then my OCD started to kick in. I had a little piece of track left for, you know, anywhere at the top that I needed to close up. As you guys can see, no track gets wasted. We did a flip over method, and we just gonna keep on sewing that hair. So as you guys can see, again, I am in the middle of the line, and we're gonna keep on going around, and we're gonna do the flip over method again and pull that hair right on top of that line. I'm sorry you guys if I'm a little bit out of range, but you guys can see that we did the flip over method, and that track is laying right on top of that line that was there before. When you do the flip over method, you want to make sure that the end that you flip over is laying nice and flush against the cap, or if you're doing a sew-in, you want to make sure that the end is laying nice and flush against that anchor braid. When doing a fold over method, it's always best to use extensions that don't carry a thick weft. You want your wefts to be nice and flexible, so when you flip over, it lays nice and flat. This is a perfect example of when I say your wefts has to be flat. You see how flat it laid against next to the closure? I'm gonna show you guys again, just wait. This is what I mean when I say your weft needs to lay flat against your cap. You guys see how small that space was? If my wefts were not flexible, then I wouldn't have been able to lay that track there. Now I'm just closing off my wig to finish. This is the part where you really need to pay attention, especially to the fold over method. If you do not fold over your tracks correctly, then it will stick up like a sore thumb. At this point, when I'm folding over my wefts, I'm taking my needle through the track and through the cap. I'm marrying the two together to make sure the track can lay flat as possible. Hey dolls, so these are my final results. I hope you guys are loving the results. So this is what the back is looking like. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it stops, I want to say, about waist length. It's about 3 finger spaces above my belly button, to give you guys kind of an idea of how long it is. I want to thank you dolls so much for watching. If you are not a part of the Jungle fam, I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button, okay? And while you at it, make sure you hit that bell too, so you know every time I upload, sis. Ooh, and don't forget to like my video and leave a comment so I know you was here.